muted, but welcome to session 0 of Madame Curio's Bazar. Tonight we're not going to actually play, we're not going to get into the actual play side of things, we're just going to create characters and hang out with y'all and kind of talk about the system a little bit. So if you're in chat, feel free to ask some questions. We are going to be using the 13th age system. None of us, to my knowledge, have played it. It's just something that we came across when we were selecting new systems for our other games that we really liked, and we just kind of thought that this would be really fun. So just to give everyone kind of a brief overview of what this game's going to be like before we jump into everything, we're going to do some self-contained, like short stories, episodic, little things like that, where there's not this big overarching plot. We're just going to hang out and maybe even rotate DMs, GMs sometime. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, we're just going to kind of have fun with this one. It's not like a big, huge world-ending plot. It's just some adventurers helping out an old lady in a shop. So that's what we got. So we're just gonna hang out and craft some characters.
And for those who haven't played 13th Age, the idea is it was designed by the lead designer of 3.5 and the lead designer of 4E, Dungeons and Dragons, after they parted ways with Wizards of the Coast, let's say, just word it like that. So it's very similar. It's I would call it D&D adjacent. It is D20. The way I've been describing it is it's D&D 5e if they gave a shit about your backstory and the narrative. So anyway, let's get into it.
Yeah, so what do we want to start with? Y'all kind of all have character concepts. Do we just want to go around and talk about that, or do we just
Hell
want to...
yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Sure. Do we... Alex, you seem chipper. Do you want to start?
Fine, I'll start. I've been mulling over this character. So I want to play a Dwarf Ranger. I go in before I even knew that, I knew I wanted to play a character who had an animal companion. And Chris, after looking through the system, had informed me that the animal companion mechanics are actually very well done. And after looking at them myself, they are. So I've settled on the Dwarf Ranger, Torg Oaken. I believe I named him Oakbeard. Yes, Torg Oakbeard. And the main concept is he's just kind of like a trailblazer dwarf, kind of like going against typical fantasy conventions for dwarves. He kind of enjoys the forest, the nature more. And he has a pet bulldog that travels with him named Terror. Nothing really special going on there. Just kind of purchased Terror, or actually just got Terror from like a free puppies box when he was just kind of traveling. But yeah, that's basically my concept so far.
Well, I love that. Sorry, Abby, go ahead.
No, I was trying really, really hard to get him to name him Tunk, but he did not want to go with Tunk.
Tunk sounded too comedic. Like, I wouldn't be able to say Tunk and keep a straight face for like 3 hours straight. Sorry.
I absolutely love that you just found him in a box, like a free puppies box on the side of the road, and you're like, yep, that's my pet now.
Well, the only thing is like the system puts a lot of emphasis on like the one unique thing, the one unique narrative thing about your character. And I'm like, the one time I want to make the most unspectacular person, like I just want to make an adventurer, right? Just a regular ass adventurer. Just kind of is doing it because, it seems chill.
Yeah, great. Does anybody else want to share their character concept?
I can go.
Cool.
So I'm actually bringing back a character from an old game that I played with Alex and Chris and some other friends before we had started Chromatic Chimera. So they're familiar with her. Her name is Amara. She's a tiefling. She's a ranger. She has some secret things in her backstory which may or may not come up because of the episodic nature of this game. I'm very, very excited to play her again. She specializes in dual-wielding swords, and she has an archery skill in this version of the game. No magic as of yet. She's very sweet. She's a very sweet girl, and I'm very excited to play her again. There is a sketch of her currently up on my Twitter account and in the Discord for Chromatic Chimera, and I am working on a colorized version as we speak.
Nice.
It's really cute.
Yeah, Amara is definitely something different than Lucy's other 2 characters that she currently plays. So, okay, anybody else want to share?
I mean, if we're talking about characters that are very different from what people normally play.
It's an easy segue, yes.
I mean, Nevi, did you want to go? I can wait.
You do it. You got this.
Okay, so some of you may remember in Agora's Bells one shot a little bit ago where I played someone who is very, very opposite of me, named Yvette Dupuis, and she's going to be coming back in a much milder form as a bitter divorcee. So the backstory essentially is she was married to someone someone very powerful, like maybe an icon or an arch existence, and after about 150 years they got divorced, and in the divorce settlement she got some of his powers. And yeah, so she's just on her own now, trying to make her own money after being married a trophy wife for 150 years.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. All right, great. Thank you. Anybody else want to share?
You can go, Navi.
Okay, I'll go. So, my character's name is the Red Sword, since they were formerly a sword. They were kind of like a pretty manipulative entity, like back then when they actually had these abilities before being turned into flesh and blood, which they're not that happy about because they don't really know how to walk very well, and they don't really know a lot about like how to be a person. So it's a very trying like existence that they're getting used to. But before, they used to be like pretty cool, pretty manipulative. They could see so many things, and they could like use people a lot of ways. The curse was that they like had someone they were able to bring to great glory, but it shortened their lifespan. So their owner was a girl named Esmeralda, but she left her at this shop and got out of the curse. So the Red Sword has a bit of a vendetta against that. They're not very happy about that happening, but I'm really excited because I'm going to do a transatlantic accent, like Katharine Hepburn, right? Like that's the kind of accent I'm going to use, and it's going to be really fun to be this kind of like cool, mysterious, aloof person who is also like, oh my god, wait, I have to sleep for 8 hours? I do not understand why. Also, I'm really bad at explaining things, so I apologize for this word vomit.
No, that was fantastic. I'm excited for that. Sam, you want to go?
Yeah, I'm going to be playing a high elf cleric to the arch existence known as the Adjudicator, who is very, like, anti-
Every good cleric has gambling done. It's just yeah. Yeah, his name is Lockett, yeah. That actually works super well because Lockett is like the most bitter motherfucker. So if you're both just bitter about the divorce too. That's awesome. That's fantastic. Ooh. Spooky. That makes sense. And then I'll also be making a character tonight. I don't know what I'm gonna play just because I don't know when we'll rotate DMs anyways, so I have a little bit more time. But I gotta tell you, the bard in this system is really freaking cool, so you can probably expect that from me once I get to play. Nah, he can't be level 1. No. No, I'll do an opposite bard. But yeah, the bard's really cool. They have like chants and songs that they do instead of spells, and it's really cool. We did see Locket get munched by a matriarch. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. This is after, right? Everything's fine. The wrong turns. Yeah. The wrong turns saved the world. It's fine. um Whoops, I just messed up the layout. Sorry, y'all. Yeah. Yay. Um it's very true. Yeah. So what do we want to do now? I mean, that was the character intros for 18 minutes. Do we just want to, what else, how far along is everybody on their character, I guess? Do we still need to do that, basically? Okay, cool. All right, good. I just didn't want to, I didn't know how far along everyone was. So for stats, we're just going to do the old 46, drop the lowest. If y'all did point by, that's totally cool. You know, Lucy, your method was totally fine too, so don't worry about that. But yeah, if y'all want to roll for it, go ahead. I guess I'll get some dice too. I don't know what I'm going to make. I think we start level 1. What do y'all think? I mean, yeah. All right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I'm gonna grab some dice. I'll be right back. I'm super glad y'all found the commander. It's a cool class. Yeah. Yep. Wait, that's so simple. Mhm. Yeah. What? No, they said. Well, you're at the right stream. This is the me show now. I refuse to unmute everyone.
Ow! Witness me!
I don't think y'all were
Wait.
muted for very long the whole time because I
Oh,
definitely.
I was just
saw it
rolling my
going.
dice anyway.
Yeah.
So I got 2 15s, a 14, a 13, a 12, and a 10. Shit. I'm gonna
Maybe
be-
we should do like a sound test first to make sure that everyone can be heard. Just
Yeah.
everyone talk real quick.
I see. Yeah, I see
Hello.
everything coming.
There we go. Okay.
Thank
Yeah, I
you,
mean, I
chat.
was listening in a second ago and it sounded okay.
Yeah, I think I just clicked the wrong button. Thank you, chat.
There's
Appreciate you.
colorized art now.
Yay.
Hey,
Hey!
That was fast.
that was
Thanks.
fast.
The coloring's really kind of rough, but it's
Not at
done.
all. It looks great. Y'all go check that
Thank
out on
you.
the Discord.
In the
It's so cute!
Thanks. She's
Love.
purple and I love her.
I'm obsessed with the tail.
Thank you.
So
Yeah,
has anyone
so-
else really like thought about, so like in 13th age, it's like you have one unique thing. It's like what makes your character stand out. Like you come up with that. It's part of character creation. You put it on your sheet. Anyone put a lot of thought into that? Because like I'm still struggling with it.
I have. It's kind of majorly related to my backstory, so I'm not sure how much of it I want to share now.
Okay.
It helps that I have played this character before, and I had like a full like 3-page backstory for her back in the day. So I just basically condensed that down into like a sentence and use that as my one unique thing.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just from the sounds of things, I mean, Abby and Nevi's character concept kind of sounds like that is their one unique thing, you know? Like,
Mhm.
so,
Yeah.
so they're kind of scot-free unless they want to do a different one, obviously. But yeah, I don't know. You sent me one earlier, Alex, in DM that was pretty cool.
Oh, the one for Torg, where it's
Yeah.
like he's the reincarnation of one of the Dwarven gods, and he's
Mhm.
just unaware of it.
Yeah, I think that could be fun.
And I think that would actually make the whole being unspectacular thing really fun, because then he finds out, oh, I am super important. And
Yeah.
it could go like one of two ways. Either he really leans into it, or he's just like, eh.
I just want to pet my dog.
I just want to I just want to pet the dog. Like,
I love Torg as
Aw.
ultimate everyman. Like,
yes.
Yes.
I'm here for that.
Yes.
That's
Also,
cool, yeah.
Abby's presidential deathmatch battle royale. Like, I was like, kind of want to put a little Teddy Roosevelt, that outdoorsman feel with the big mustache, big
I was
like
gonna
mustache.
say he has to have the stash, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, and he's gonna have like the floppy hat. He's not gonna be like wearing a hood. He's gonna have like one of those padded hats with like the
Oh, like
flappy
the
ear
like
things.
the archer hat.
Yes.
No, okay. If you're gonna do the
Oh,
Teddy
Hunter
Roosevelt
cap?
bit, you gotta do the Teddy Roosevelt hat.
Oh, that's right. I could do the fancy like brimmed hat with the one side tucked up and
Yes.
pinned. Ooh,
Yes.
actually,
That's
yes,
what I was
yes.
thinking. Yeah.
hell
Aw,
yeah.
that Amara art is so pretty.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
Stats which are ridiculous, and I think I might intentionally roll one to try to nerf it, because I rolled
Go
really
for it.
fucking good.
God, that's such
up
a
to
mood.
y'all.
But Sam,
My
remember-
lowest is a 13.
Wow.
That
Jesus.
is pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
We did have a brain spark. It was actually, I think it was Alex who said it earlier.
Probably.
My character, Amara, and his character in our old campaign, Scourge, who's popped up in a chorus spells before with a cameo, were very, very close. They had like a brother-sister relationship.
They did, and it was beautiful.
It was very good. Now all that has been retconned, so we decided in game that Amara has been cursed by hags, and she does not remember any of the adventures she had with Scourge and Co.
It's so
And she does
sad.
not know it.
I love that. That's a really fun way to make sure that like your storyline stays alive too. So that's fun. I like that.
Well, yeah, because like my other character also, we were talking about that beforehand. How I have like a headcanon for what happened with him and stuff. So it'll be fun.
Hmm.
So is it like full-on amnesia where you don't remember anything from the past, or is it just specific events that are taken away?
She doesn't remember anything after she met her adventuring party. Everything before that, she still remembers.
Oh, that's so neat.
That's gonna be fun. I like that.
That's gonna be a lot of
I
fun.
really like that. That's so cool.
I'm excited. This is a character who has been very dear to my heart for a very long time, and I'm really excited to revisit her.
Aw.
Oh, I wanted to mention as well that the icons, I'm just going to have be the arch existences for now. I know that everyone probably kind of already figured that out. For those who haven't played in my games before, basically all the gods are dead, and there's these like archfey kind of creatures who now take up like the godhood area. But they're much more mortal, and Agora's Bells has seen multiple of them die, so it's less godly, and they're more like physical. That can be found in the Discord for anyone in chat who wants to check those out. And then another thing that I haven't told a lot of people is that in effort to distance from D&D a little bit more, I'm homebrewing the Pantheon that's already dead. So that's going to change a little bit. I'm going to keep all the ones that are important to Agora's Bells, but most of them are just D&D straight out of the book. So I wanted to change that a little bit. So that's fun, and I'll post that hopefully by the time we start. So that'll be cool.
I love like homebrewed divine shit. Like it's the best.
It's a lot of fun.
One reason all of my characters have done something with their arch existences so far.
I appreciate that.
Sam, your stats are even better than mine.
I rolled really fucking good.
That's some solids, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like shit. Lorian is a badass.
Amazing. I'm here for it.
Also, I've realized that this is my first time playing just a straight up elf. I like never played normal elves, at least not since like I was like younger and like played my very first time and did
Yeah.
a good old wood elf ranger back in 4E days.
The classic, yeah.
I don't think I've ever played a high elf before.
Yeah, I've
Ever.
definitely not really. Like, even in freaking Elder Scrolls, I'm a bossmer, if anything. If I'm not a Khajiit, I'm a bossmer.
I get that.
Question for Sam then, for our characters. If we're both high elves, and I'm assuming we've been alive for a long time, would we like know of each other? Maybe maybe we've met a few times.
Possibly.
I feel like if we've been around for that long, and for both elves, we would have run into each other at least once and at least know each other's names.
Right? And even if, like, not directly, Lorien does have, like, a family in the similar business, so Yvette might have met somebody else with, like, the same clan name or something. Like, they've got an older sister. You might have even met her.
Okay.
Fuck Leor, what a bitch. Nah, she's fine.
Awesome.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Those hags that I managed to piss off, would they have an icon related to them that would be someone to have a negative relationship with?
Let me check that out. Probably. Seems
Yeah, I need to
legit.
figure out the relationships thing.
Yeah, the icon relationships I am starting now.
You could do Iris the Unwanted. She's the daughter of a hag coven. So we
That seems good.
we could tie that in.
I almost tied Trinket to her.
Oh yeah, she's gnarly.
Well, I also pissed off a Rakshasa once that I don't even remember it, so that might be fun.
Who hasn't pissed off a
I was gonna say,
Rakshasa?
been there.
Hasn't pissed off a Rakshasa yet.
Yeah. Okay, so just to give y'all like a little bit of like more background, just to kind of fill time while we work on this. This is gonna take place in a city that I don't think anyone has been to in any life in Albion, so that's pretty fun. I don't want to use the same themes that I've used in multiple campaigns and the same NPCs in the same places. I mean, some NPCs, sure, of course. We're going to take place in the city called Trevenza. It is a city that is up in treetops, and it is primarily elven, so, but wood elves, obviously. So that's pretty cool. It's going to be taking place right... we can spoil this. I don't care. I'm going to say it session 1 anyway. So basically, the reason that the Chaos Storms came to Madame Curio's Bazar is that a Archdruid recently died in Trevenza. And that is the reason that is happening. So we're going to experience that a little bit. So it'll be kind of a fun forest little setting. You know, you're going to be traveling everywhere, but just to give you like a little home base. Right,
So that's where Madame Curio's is located?
Yeah, it's point T on the map in Discord.
Okay.
Yep, that's where she's at, so that'll be kind of your little home base. She'll probably give you, like, lodging and stuff, too, so.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Is she elven then? Because then it could be like, maybe I've worked with her for a while, at least for, like, side gigs and stuff.
I had her as a half-elf, but she could definitely be elven, too,
I mean,
honestly.
she could still be, like,
Yeah.
older even then.
Right. Yep, I had her as a half-elf, so we can stick with
No,
that.
I mean, that works out still.
Yeah.
What was the fuzzy thing I had in my bag that one time? Do you remember?
The fuzzy thing.
That narrows it down.
Amara's bag?
Yes. Way back we had
Fuzzy thing.
a fuzzy thing that like crawled into my bag and stole shit from me.
Oh, yeah, that's Arch Existence.
It is, right? It's
yeah, his
Gromit,
name.
right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Trying to decide if that should be a positive or negative relationship.
Maybe conflicted?
Yeah, conflicted.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. So I'm just kind of reading through character stuff. It's cool that the wizard and the sorcerer feel distinct. I think that's pretty cool. Abby, do you know what class you're playing?
Well,
No?
going to play sorcerer, and then Alex told me to look at the occultist, and
Yeah.
now I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
Good one.
The occultist is cool.
It looks really cool. I'm just worried I won't be able to play it well.
I mean, whatever.
Playing something well
I
subjective.
believe in you, Abby. Whatever you play is playing it well.
It's okay.
Exactly.
You got this.
Or threshold, what?
Plus, no one's gonna fucking question Yvette ever.
That's
so,
true.
you
No
know.
one's gonna have the balls, yeah.
She is not going to be as intense as she was before.
More bitter.
Yeah, more bitter.
She's
So
chilled
is she
out.
more like
She's-
wine ant at this point, where she's just like,
Not wine ant, but definitely wine.
She's chilled out since giving somebody trapped in a mirror away to a hag.
She's really calmed down in her later years.
Really mellows one out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to watch that one.
It was very good.
Highly
Actually just
recommend.
changed her name.
It was a lot of fun. It was a one shot we did a few months back. It was so fun.
Yeah, so we have 2 rangers, a commander, a cleric, and an undecided.
Never thought I'd ever hear in my life we have 2 rangers
Yeah.
in like
Right?
this in a game.
I love it.
I will
Giving
likely go
myself a-
bard. It's too
Yay.
good. It's too
Cultist will
cool.
Figure it out.
All right, I'm trying to figure out these attacks and how to edit shit in here. It's a little
Oh.
wild.
Oh, I roll 20. Yeah.
Something I
Chris?
really like about this game, because Chris and I have talked about it a little bit, is the resurrection rules are freaking wild. You're
Fuck
like
yeah.
limited in them, and there's only a chance that they could work. And also, my arch existence is very against resurrection, so I'm very much looking forward to the potential occasion of just being like, nope.
Sorry.
Yeah, heads up, I'm not gonna be bringing pretty much anybody back ever if we ever get to those levels.
Oh my god.
I love that. No, sorry, I can't do it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just
You do it.
Kind of busy.
Stars. They're not in position.
I'd love to, but I'll get in real big trouble. So
Do it.
Yeah, that's gonna be a really fun character thing if that happens, and what you decide, that'll be really, really neat to see. So
Chris.
Yeah.
For maximum irony, I'm giving myself a positive relationship with affinity.
Aw, isn't that
Aw.
sweet? Yeah, y'all will have a great time, you and her.
oh my god. You guys get like coffee and like go out for margaritas after.
Oh my god,
like,
yes.
hanging out.
That's totally what happens. Yeah, also on the other hand of that, Yvette, you could totally give Affinity a negative relationship if you want, because your marriage didn't quite go so well, so.
That makes sense.
It's totally up to you. I'm just throwing out ideas. I really don't care what y'all do.
There's
but-
a dog in your background. I'm so
My
sorry.
relationship with all the icons is negative.
Like a counter for when Nevi peeks the mic.
Oh my
we
god,
should.
yeah.
We should put that on the layout. That'd be funny.
Can we please? Can we?
Yes.
It's not my fault. My voice is too high. I'm not even that loud.
Look,
I
it's a
believe
struggle I can understand to an extent.
I've peaked before.
Yeah. I peaked in high school. No, I'm just kidding.
Aw,
I peaked in college.
Feels.
I guess
Now
it's
that's
sad.
better. I guess I don't know.
So Chris, for my icons, should I just do the Dwarf King?
No, use the arch existences, but we can
Oh.
make one if you want. That fits better with you. Let me
Give me the
open it
naturey one.
up. Okay, hold on. I don't know what that is off the top of my head because they're so niche.
Wow, way to go, me picking the niche arch existences over here.
No,
Good
I mean
job,
they just.
Alex.
Oh, you should. Oh, you could serve Krug. He's cool.
Who?
Krug.
Who's Krug?
Krug, I'll read it. Krug takes the shape of an earth elemental. Krug wanders the land of Albion, apparently searching for something he once lost. A leg or arm is all most people see of Krug at a time, as Krug shrouds his 120-foot form in a cloud of mist and darkness. Krug is a caretaker of all wildlife, and legends say
Yep.
that Krug allows wildlife to live inside of his giant rock form.
You know what? I'm totally into it because like that's totally gonna be on Torg's bucket list. Is the scale Krug?
Yeah, you don't have to worship him, but it could be a positive relationship.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put 3 in
Yeah.
there because I'm a ranger, so I
Yep.
I'm good with the animal. Like my bond with Terror is probably something Krug looks at positively and is like, oh hey, look, you give a shit about animals and nature. I like you because of that.
Yeah, Krug is literally just a giant earth elemental that has like wildlife living inside of him to give them safe haven from the world. So
Yeah.
he's literally
That's
just
so
this
cool.
huge like druid base. It actually ties in with the storyline too, Loki. So
Also, I think it's worth mentioning. I don't think we've talked about like icons in 13th Age. It's essentially like the really important people in the setting given like actual NPC form, and like the game actually worries about your relationship with these various icons because some icons like each other and some don't.
some don't.
And they leave it really vague, so you can kind of just like what we're doing here, where you can just kind of like shove them in, and it's really nice where it's like you can use the ones in the book, or if you have stuff of your own, just use that.
Mhm.
Like if I was to use this in Steam Spell, I'd probably do it more faction based, where
Yeah.
your icons would be more of like, for example, Mouse and the Black Coats, or
-6 biomancers.
exactly -6
Zero.
biomancers. Yeah, exactly.
That's fun. Yeah. No, that's a good. I like the faction concept as well. I just didn't want to make like 12 factions.
No, I
That's-
no. It just helps provide a really good basis for faction mechanics in
does.
a system, in a setting, and a genre, and a type of game that doesn't really provide that kind of support usually. It's nice.
No, yeah. I really like the system as a whole, honestly. I know we haven't
Yes.
played yet, but I really like what I see, I guess. And I don't have to edit anything.
Oh fuck yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put my talents in Animal Companion. I might need a separate sheet for my animal, but I'll let you know off screen.
Should
So
we go
speaking
over?
of I'm sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, just speaking of icons, since I know the least about this world, I was thinking a negative with the weave, since it seems to want to control like all magic kind of things from what it's understanding.
Yep.
And being like a magic sword doing your own thing, I feel like they wouldn't get along very
Yeah,
well.
that's totally valid, yeah, for sure.
And then a positive with Polly, because I think Polly
Oh,
was cool.
Polly.
They just want to be like an object, and I'm cool with objects.
Yeah, you probably met Polly at one point. You know
We're
the
friends,
hidden
yeah.
location. Yeah, that's awesome.
Wait,
That sounds good.
Wait, Lucy.
We hung
you
out
said
on
you're
a
going
shelf
archery?
together.
Yeah.
What?
You're going archery, you said?
Well, I was gonna ask, should we say the talents we have picked out if we have them picked out?
I was gonna go Animal Companion. I haven't picked the second one yet, because like I was gonna do axe throwing, but if you're gonna go archery, I'll just go full blown.
Well, right now I have double ranged attacks, double melee attacks, and 2 weapon mastery.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna be more focused on like the trailblazy side of things. So
Audience at home, Amara in the last game was a hunter, ranger, rogue, multi-class. So I could do like 3 attacks in a turn, and I had some crazy number of d6s because I had sneak attack and Colossus Slayer and Zephyr Strike and Hunter's Mark. Sometimes it was a lot.
Amara was pretty badass. Everyone
She
hates
was
on the
fucking
ranger.
awesome.
But
She was-
Amara would do like 60 damage and then be like, okay, I'm done. Next.
yeah, because you did the Ranger Rogue multi, like you dipped Rogue, right? Yeah, it was
Yeah.
so busted. Actually, like both our characters were pretty busted because I did Paladin Bard, and that's just a load of bullshit.
I remember when I gave you guys like that Manicore encounter, and I was like, yeah, this is the king of all Manicores. 2 turns,
And we just
he's
fucking
dead. Yeah,
stopped.
okay, see ya.
I got a crit 20 with a magic item in that fight though, so that did help.
True. And you had that stupid
Ooh.
arrow that I gave you. For
The adamantium
that
arrow.
was so dumb. Man, I was young and naive. Yeah, so. Yeah, that was not my proudest item. I gave away. Yeah, this is a free nat 20, whatever you want it. Here, take it.
You know what? I'm gonna go with yeah, Lucy. I'm gonna actually move away from the combatant side of things, and I'm gonna go with Tracker as my second talent. So this was
Nice.
really cool because you have the tracker background by any means that feels fun, engaging, and correct for your character story. Chris, I'm going with Trailblazer or like Wilderness Guide or something like that.
I don't know what that means. Feel free.
Basically, he helps guide people through the woods.
Oh, I got that part. Yeah.
So at its full possible bonus of +5 without having to spend your normal background points on it. So I get a free background essentially out of it.
Nice.
You're an expert wilderness tracker capable of reading clues from the environment that others can't perceive. Tracking doesn't work well, however, in heavily traveled urban environments. I also have the terrain stunt power. So like there's a really cool like momentum escalation die mechanic. But basically, if we're fighting in any non-urban environment, I roll a d6, and if the escalation die reaches that number once per, I can use my terrain stunts, which is like just me doing like all kinds of wild shit, like knocking a hornet's nest no one had noticed onto an enemy's head, maneuvering a foe onto a soggy patch of ground that slows them down, shooting the cap off a mushroom spore. So basically, I can just say like I'm doing wild shit with the wild shit around me once we hit that momentum in battle, and it's gonna be so fun when I'm gonna be like I'm gonna like force this enemy's foot to go into a Wolverine den hole or something like that.
That is really fun. I like that.
God, this game had like that's like fun shit. Like that's what I want is like this fun shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I was wondering about the backgrounds. There's not like a list to choose from, is there? We just like.
So yeah,
mix them up?
I don't really. Alex probably knows it better than I do at this point, but basically you can like give yourself bonuses to the role if it's applicable to your background. So instead of like choosing what's a background like pirate, instead I would say, hey, like, you know, you need to roll a perception check, and you'd be like, oh well, I'm a pirate, so we're at sea. I know that I can read the water better than other people. So you would just get like a bonus to whatever you put in, basically.
It's instead of like the weird, like, you know how D&D has the skill system where you like get certain skills. It's kind of like also like Shadow of the Demon Lord, where it's supposed to replace like your skills. And instead it's like, oh, well, my background, I'm a trailblazer. So if I'm trying to like track, I get, you know, I can apply that bonus. And I get free 5 points for that background on top. And then I could put all more points in it if I wanted to out of my background points that they give. I'm also going to go with Dog Whisperer, Chris.
That's a skill. Amazing.
I'm putting that in my background.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
so
but
if we encounter any pooches.
I will do it. Yeah, we can go around and say our talents if everyone hasn't picked, though. I mean,
Sure.
I am not that
No?
far, but
Okay.
people who do can feel free. Like,
Sure.
I'm still kind of figuring out how to put all of my stats onto the paper and like what exactly I'm doing. So
I don't even know what my character is, so you're ahead of me.
I'm still figuring it all out, Sam. Don't worry. Honestly, when you go to your class thing, if you go like scroll down to like, what is it? The like bottom of that progression table that gives you like everything you basically need. Like, oh, where to put points and how and what. Oh, I got a feat. Shit, I can't.
we all get lots of feats.
I think I will be doing an ASMR bard.
Nice.
Yes.
Just seems right.
I took the double melee attack feat, by the way.
Nice. Did Alex freeze?
Yes.
Amazing.
It's just like old times.
My Wi-Fi extender this time. It's kind of my fault.
Just steal his Wi-Fi all the time so we can get more screenshots. Yeah, does anyone need like clarification or anything, or are we just happy chugging along?
I think I figured most things out.
Alex, you're back.
Yeah, I am.
Welcome
I think our
back!
cameras are going to be all moved though.
That's all right.
Yeah, I'm Alex currently. That's cool.
Nice. You're my boss now because you run the channel, sort of.
My
Nice.
boss. I don't run shit.
This is news to me.
So, do we get the feat that comes with our background power in addition to our adventure feat?
Yeah, I do have that question.
1 sec. I'll have to read it.
Because I don't know.
There we go. What page is like all that stuff on?
That's what I'm trying to find
Oh,
out.
okay.
Well, it like shows up on it because I was doing. It has 2 names. I don't know why that race has 2 names, but demon touch tiefling, and it shows on it the feat. Like you can get it, but then when you read the thing, it says like take 1. So it is kind of confusing. I wasn't sure.
Gotcha.
When you take Oh, I think I understand. I think I understand the thing. So you get the power, but if you want to take the champion feat, I think you have to use one of your champion feats.
Yep.
Makes sense. All right, figured it out.
Especially for, I know we don't have a lot of spellcasters, but for spellcasters as well, you can actually improve your spells by taking a feat. So it's the same thing with like your racial power. If you want to improve that, you just have to take that feat when you get to champion level. For example, like the cleric I know has like Holy Lance or something as a spell, and you can actually improve your damage dice and the more damage you deal if you take like a feat in it. So everything kind of is like modular and ramps up like that. So yeah, pretty much everything you have to put some sort of point into, which is fun.
Start with 8 background points that we can distribute as we want them.
Yes.
That's my understanding, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Okay. Is there a limit on your backgrounds? Do you have to have 4? Do you do 2?
You can
I have 3.
Yeah, you should have at least 2 because you can only put at most 5 points into one at first level.
Yeah. And when we're playing, y'all will have to remind me about your backgrounds too. Just that, you know, if I have you make a roll, you're like, oh, like, is this background applicable? Because it probably will be. I just don't know them all.
So it's basically gonna be like City of Mist, where it's like, does this apply? Most likely.
Yes, correct. For the City of
I like that
Misters in
shit.
the room. Yeah.
Yes.
I was rewatching Dead Winter the other day.
Hey, that's a good one to
It's good
rewatch.
stuff,
I've been telling myself to go rewatch that one because so good.
Such a good cast, or well, characters, but cast as well.
It was so fun. I love City of Mist.
Yeah, that's a good game.
I'm making one of my backgrounds trophy wife.
Hell yeah!
Oh, I love that.
Fantastic.
Hell yeah!
Okay. There's not like an equipment list, is there, aside from like the weapons and armor you get for your class?
Nope.
I think they have it like broken down into 3 stuff because it'll be like, here's the ones. I don't remember anymore. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm trying to talk like I remember things.
In the middle of such, it seems like my character should probably have such and such.
It's like kind of like generalized gear where it's like, oh, you have a piece of light armor. Here's what your AC would look like. And
well, I'm wondering because I have a bad habit of making some things up in D&D and be like, you know, there's a lantern in my burglar's kit. Seems like I should be able to do X, Y, and Z. Like maybe run across a couple rooftops away from some zombies. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure 13th Age kind of assumes like you bring like the essentials to adventuring. Like,
great. You may regret that.
Also, like, I just don't care. So just take what you want.
Yeah, that's kind of how I run it too. It's like no one needs to track all that bullshit. Like I would assume your character would know to have that shit handy. So, okay, what's the difference between talents and feats then? I think I missed that. That's when I DC.
A feat is like an upgrade to a talent.
Oh, okay.
There's a general list too, like of just general stuff. Like I picked linguistist because I feel like if I was a cursed sword, like I would know a bunch of people's language to talk to them.
That is a question I had. We know that Valencia has multiple languages, but I couldn't find anything except for the linguist feat that referred to languages we might speak. So how do we know what languages we speak?
Oh, good question. I would say just take common and then take whatever else you want. Like just take 2 other ones that you want, or let's do 1 and then whoever takes linguist gets like rewarded more for that, I guess. So yeah, if you don't have linguist as a feat, just take common and 1 other one. It could be, you know, if you're elf, take elf. infernal, whatever. We'll just keep the languages the same as like we have been.
I mean, this should be no surprise. I'm gonna just put my feat point into animal companion.
What does that do for you? You get like a cool.
I get
upgrade?
I get a few like benefits from it. I can
That's really cool.
once per day, companion can attack twice in a round. Once per day, companion can make an enemy disengage check fail. Once per day, reroll a companion's missed attack. Your companion adds the escalation die to its attack.
Nice, that's cool.
So, oh yeah, there's this fun mechanic. So basically, the longer a fight goes on, there's this just modifier for the player characters that just ticks up. It starts at 0, and every turn it goes up, and that's how many you can add to your like attack modifier, because it's supposed to signify like basically like you gaining momentum in the battle, and basically so surviving is actually an applicable strategy in this, as that bonus won't max out until like 6, right, Chris?
Yeah, it's a d6, so it goes up to 6. So yeah, you basically just get pluses. I think of it as like adrenaline too, I guess.
Yeah.
Like you're like, okay, things are getting a little dicey, so your adrenaline kind of kicks in more, and I don't know.
I just like it because it makes survive a legitimate strategy.
It does.
Like, let's survive a few rounds and then come in full speed. It does. It really helps signify like, oh, look, the dragon's stomping on us, breathing fire. I got to take cover. But then as like I gain confidence against my foe and learn their attacks and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. But yeah, it's really cool. Like how like, so Lucy, Amara as a ranger is going to be more combat focused, where I'm definitely more not.
Yeah, you're more nature-y.
Yes. So, because at first I was worried. I was like, oh God, they don't got subclasses. Like, how are we going to be different? And then I looked at them like, oh, really easy. What feats do we take? What talents do we take?
Yeah, I think mechanically, they're gonna feel very different in play, even though they're the same class.
Yeah.
Just based off talents and feats and stuff.
Though
And backgrounds, that'll definitely help.
I'm a bit bummed I didn't take Barbarian, because in this one it's like, oh, Barbarians still deal damage when they fucking miss. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? Like, they still deal damage from missing, and that's incredible.
Barbarians are like, it even says this in the rule book, they're like super basic in this game. It's like, hey, you want to fucking hit shit? Here you go.
Hey, look, I appreciate it when they just put it on the tin. Like,
I know, yeah, it's pretty nice.
You don't need to try and tell me this is some mechanically complicated class. Like, it's a barbarian.
Yeah.
Oh man, someday I want to do my mean girl barbarian concept, because I think they're like extremely similar. Like a tribe is similar to a clique, right? Like they're already so much the same. They both have a commanding force of presence, and they're not very smart. Like,
You're not wrong.
mean girls and barbarians are legitimately the same thing.
I follow. I'm with you.
And on Wednesdays, they wear pink.
Exactly.
I'm over here like, oh, like, I don't know. I guess I play super, like, I try to play super unique characters. So it's really weird for me when I go to play like someone who's just got an unremarkable backstory. Because I usually try to have these like interesting backstories, and to have like Torg just bust in like, yeah, I'm a ranger. Yeah, I've got a pet dog. His name's Terror. And then like he throws his axes, and then Terror goes and retrieves them for him. Like that's
I love that though.
And like he used his axes as the signifier as like sick 'em. Like he trained Terror. Like if I'm throwing an axe at someone, kill them.
Fetch hard mode.
Exactly. It's fetch, but like brutal.
There's no dead family in my backstory this time.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Accomplishment.
Gross.
Lucy, this is some like not even just this is character growth for yourself here.
This character's 2 years old.
Oh man, I rolled so bad.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Chris,
That's
it's okay.
He could never see the light, so we don't know.
Not resurrecting anyone. Just cannot emphasize that enough.
I rolled 2 10s.
Oof.
That's fine. I have 2 8s.
Also,
Big oof.
also, part of your ASI is based in your class
That's
in
true.
this game, and this was pre 5e, so like, freaking mine just like.
I really like that.
So do I. And it's like, it's not even just like, oh, you picked a ranger, so you get +2 dex. They're like, you can either take +2 strength, +2 dex, or +2 wisdom. Your choice. There's just something, I don't know. There's something really. I felt like in a crunchier type game, I was able to have a very specific concept and achieve that concept for once, instead of having to like make a few concessions here and there.
I feel like oh, go ahead.
I really like this system so far, and I'm really excited to try it in actual play. I'm curious to see how it'll work. I'm excited.
I agree. I think that the character creation's like crunchy, but I think once we get into combat, it'll be really smooth. I don't see it being difficult once we're in the heat of things.
Yeah, it's weird because like, so I have a friend who's like, we're super into RPGs, and my play group in the real life has always been about playing all kinds of different games. And I every time I'd go see him at the place he worked at, his boss would be like, we'd talk about RPGs, and his boss would be like, have you played 13th Age? And I'm like, nah. And it was like he swore by this system, and I'm just like, now I'm finally looking at it. I'm like, I get it. Like, I get why you swear by this system and why you tell D&D nerds like, fuck it, go play this game.
It does look really fun.
It does. I really love how the cleric works, because with cleric, the talents are like domains. So I get to pick 3 different cleric domains, which is
so cool.
fucking rad. Yeah, and it's like I get like a base thing with it and like an invocation I can use.
Yeah.
Which is, oh man, I never played clerics back when I played like 4E or anything like that. So this is exciting.
Honestly, what I like about this is it has some of that 4E stuff, but it's not like
it's not wargamey.
Yeah, I feel like that 3.5 mindset also kind of offsets some of the 4E stuff, but like I don't know where all the narrative mechanics came from, because that is not in either fucking system.
I like it though.
I love
cool.
it.
So the domains I'm taking are healing, protection, and anti-undead.
Nice.
Side note, this is entirely off topic, but I just got a notification from Fitbit telling me that I had hit my number of active minutes because I got so excited. My heart rate got so high. They had to exercise.
That's
incredible.
amazing.
Trust me,
That's
I'm not
fantastic.
exercise.
Trust me, Fitbit.
You're pretty much the opposite, but thanks.
Honestly, though, sometimes I feel like after like a really heavy session, I feel like it's a full fucking workout. Like
That's true.
emotionally, even like when I play in person, I'm the kind of GM who's like up and dancing around the table and being like, and you attack with your sword, and I'm like acting it all out. So that's like after I'm done, I'm like, okay, well. Anyone else considering that hot, nasty GM seat besides me?
I might want to run one at some point. That might be something I want to do. We'll see.
Yes.
If I get like an idea, we'll see. GMing is so hard for me. But I
enough.
love it.
It seems scary.
Fair enough.
It's just exhausting for me, like physically, because I'm very like energized when I'm trying to GM and stuff, and it ends up just wiping me the fuck out. So
I mean, like, I need like a full day of recovery after DMing. It's exhausting, but it's also really fun.
Yeah, I love it. It's just like that's why I'm like, I could probably do like a one shot. There's a reason every campaign attempt I've tried to run has fallen apart.
I get it. DMing, GMing, whatever you want to call it, MCing. It's not for everyone, right?
It's higher spell slot cost for me than playing is.
Yeah.
You know, GMing is like a 9th level spell for Sam.
And that makes sense too. It's like, cause like a player, it's like when I'm not up, I can like just turn my brain off a little bit. So sorry, GMs out there, it happens. But like I can
there's
just
a lot less to keep track of.
yes.
Like when you're the GM, you're engaged. You have to listen to your players every single second of the game. You have to remember who's where, who's what roles you have to have. Is there a surprise happening in 5 minutes? I don't know. Combat order, I got that. Backstory stuff, here you go. Like there's so much to remember.
There's a lot going on, especially if you like want to be what folks call a good GM, right? Like, and also that's subjective, and it depends who your play group is, and you got to know your players. And
Right. And it gets so much tougher if you're like running tech for a stream for it too.
fuck.
Like Chris, you are a hero.
You're welcome. I am what we deserve.
Absolutely.
It's true. It's
So
true.
absolutely the world. Got it, bud.
I am the world.
I can't decide what feat I want to take, right? Because it's like the only adventurer feat we get. It's
Yeah.
it's not one that comes with a racial option or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what I want to do.
Yeah, that's why I picked a general one, because I figured once I start playing more, I'll understand which like stuff I like to do, and then I can be like, oh, a feat would work good with this one because I like it so much. But I don't want to put a feat on something that I don't know if I'm gonna like yet.
Look, real talk, there's parts of my sheet I'm leaving blank tonight. Like I'm gonna figure it out later.
Yeah.
Like I went with animal companion because like that fits my character concept. I want to focus my gameplay around the dog. Like I want Terror to be a very active presence with
think
my
that's
character.
awesome. I think I'm probably going to take a feat to like boost healing a bit. What was the spell casting one you were talking about, Chris? I didn't see something in the general. Is that in like one of the companion books or something?
The spellcasting one I was talking about? What is that?
Yeah, I don't know. You had said like, the like people who do spells might have a feat, or like there was a feat
Ritual
or something that
casting?
would help. I don't know, because I get that already for Cleric.
Oh, do you?
That didn't
Oh.
sound right. Like I don't
Did I say it while we were talking today or in DMs?
It was today.
Oh. Then I don't remember.
It might have just been something in passing then.
Okay. I'll look through.
I just wasn't sure if I was missing something because I only have the like the main book. I haven't been able to look at any of the companion stuff.
Sure.
So
Oh yeah, the recoveries. Those are like the healing surges, basically.
yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I could take a healing talent for my adventurer feat, which would let allies I heal use one of my recoveries instead, which I could see being very beneficial. Like
That'd be good, yeah.
when somebody is out of a recovery or whatever.
Yeah. I could have took the dwarf feat. That basically like if I get hit by a melee attack, if the escalation dies at a certain modifier, I can like use a recovery for free. And it's just
I
like
can yell at someone to recover.
Nice.
Hey, feel better.
Yeah, do this.
oh god. You know, if I ported Scourge over Commander, it'd be perfect now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's okay. I was just gonna say the other feats at least I'm looking at, or I could take another class feat that would let healing targets be nearby instead of needing to be next to me.
Ooh, that sounds good.
That'd be good.
Look,
Right?
distance healing is slept on until you don't
Because
got
it seems like ranges here are like not as specific in terms of like 30 feet, whatever. Like things seem to be pretty much like nearby, kind of quest style.
So
I
yeah.
like that. I like
Something
that
love
better.
about quest.
Yeah.
That makes
So-
life so much easier.
So I actually read that section earlier today because I always read the combat section because that's how you understand a game, right? And it's like that where it's they've made it so you don't have to use minis. Its distances are kind of just general ideas. They say basically when in doubt, don't fucking worry about it. Like just play.
I like it.
That's handy.
Maps can still be helpful just for like
Yeah.
seeing stuff, but it's good to know like if we do that, we don't need to be like freaking counting squares.
Yeah, they even said like feel free to use a map to give a general idea
Right?
where everyone
that's what I
is.
like. It helps me.
Yeah, and plus then you don't have to like something that like in the, at least campaigns I've ran, especially I've noticed it in Steam Spell, when you have a large epic encounter, the fighter spends 3 turns just fucking advancing. And it's like
Yeah.
no one wants to do that.
Right? It's not fun.
I think anyone who's ever played with me as a GM or played the system that I made knows I don't care. I literally don't care. Just tell me what you want to do. We'll see if it can happen.
Right?
Yeah, no, I've always been a huge just like tell me what you want to do. Like I'll tell you what to roll or we'll
Distance? Range? You can see them. It's fine. Just do it.
I'm pretty sure even half of the time where I'm like trying to be really like on top of counting things, I'll just be like, it's taking too long. Sure, you can fucking hit it.
Yep.
Give it a roll.
I've done it where
It's fine.
Right.
I know my players have gotten early kills on monsters because I'll just round. After a while, I just stop doing math and I just start rounding the
Oh.
damage.
Yeah, that happens.
That
Like-
seems right.
Look, I'm sorry. I'm really ruining the magic of my GMing here. A
Pulling
lot of
the
it is
sheet
me
back,
fucking
yeah.
cheating. It's just me fucking cheating and breaking the game. Like, I hate to admit it. That's what I do. That's how I do well. People are like, what's your best advice? And I'm like, break the rules.
Why?
It doesn't matter. No one will ever know. You have a screen. It's fine.
Like I was saying before we went live, I was like, look, if we're playing a game and my player says this is how my ability works, I'm gonna just be like, yeah, you probably know that better than I do. Like you could straight up be lying to me about how something works, and I'd just be like, yep, okay.
My one rule is never fudge the dice higher for enemies.
Sure. Yeah.
You can like be like, they missed. Look at that. 19 is definitely a miss though.
Yeah, it's hard to do that when you're making your enemies have like +10 modifiers. It's like, okay, I really can't.
Whoa.
I'm gonna go dig that up now. Now we're taking Alex
can't
down a trip
decide
down
on
memory
my-
lane.
Background stuff.
Yeah, background stuff is difficult. My only
Yeah.
advice for it is like make it vague so it can apply to more things than like.
That's
Right.
Yeah.
So I did Trailblazer, Dog Whisperer, and Coastal Clan because
For your
Torg's
backgrounds.
Torg's gonna be from a coastal clan of dwarves. So like anything that has to do with the coast or maybe like boats or fishing, I'll try and cheese it.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Dog Whisperer is like my most specific one, but that's because character concept.
Right.
Literally one of my backgrounds is secrets and lies. +3. That's it.
One of
Sweet.
mine is cursed.
Nice.
Oh my
Nice.
god.
Abby's got trophy wife, so
Secrets
That's
and
so
lies. I thought
good.
you were playing a different character, Lucy.
Listen,
be
she's
fair-
an angel. She's very sweet.
all right, look, to be fair, I was the one who sprung the whole Kat's parents sold her plot twist. That was all
I
on
didn't
me.
know that.
And the
I did
secret
not know
genetically
that.
engineered sibling. That was all me. Like, don't blame Lucy for that one. Oh, +12 to hit was Corvus's modifier. That's right. So that's really hard to fudge down.
Bro, what the fuck?
Yeah. I love those numbers. They're so ridiculous. Ugh.
All
I
right.
can't believe we survived that.
I can't either, honestly.
The occultist is looking very interesting thus far.
Like, good,
Do it.
interesting, right?
Do
Do
it.
it. Do it.
I mean,
I-
I'm already doing it. I've already written everything down.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Now.
I felt like that had more of the warlocky feel you
Yeah.
were going for. Like the
Yeah.
whole, I'm taking power.
Yeah.
Mine now.
So my talent so far you need to hear what they're called.
Let's hear it.
Otherworld Shadow, Unwinding the Soul, Superior Rebuke, and
Fuck.
Brain Melting Secrets.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm
That's
sorry.
Amazing.
Hello?
I'm sorry. What?
What?
Those are my talents.
Those
Oh,
are
boy.
Oh,
fantastic.
That's awesome.
I
It's
adore this.
Cool.
I
Also,
love it.
just-
And it's not like hardcore edgelordy, you know,
No.
like they're neat, I think.
Yeah, it's on the
brain
edge.
melting just is so just like already evocative of a certain like image.
Yeah, very
Oh.
like eldritch, like horror-y to me. Like I love it.
Yeah, maybe I need to switch husbands or switch
Fair
ex-husbands.
enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris,
You
do
maybe
got
go
any-
demon.
Do I have any
Hey.
other like ex-husbands for you?
Yeah, do you have any ex-husbands for me?
Sure. let me try
There's
to find
absolutely no reason why you
Husband.
can't have more than one and keep gaining power
Ooh.
through it.
Valid.
Maybe that's what you do.
Wait a second.
Oh my
Ooh.
God.
Do the arching
There you go.
system.
Marry
Black
multiple
Widower,
arch
okay?
I ain't calling her a gold digger.
That's
I am so
good.
here for that. Dude, you're gonna have to get one of those hats though. Like
That
one
would
of the
really explain
black
the
veil?
reason for,
Like,
like,
I have one. Hold on.
that would really work in with your negative relationship with affinity too. If
Like
you
you
just
just gotta
been
get
like
that veil.
The Janet Snake hole like half veil.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes.
I love how excited everyone is for Abby's character.
Yeah.
Like,
I need Abby
like,
rolling in
Torg.
like
Terrible
Mrs. White and Clue or something.
Yes!
Yeah. Dude, that's like a kind of character I wanted to do forever. You should do that. I love this. I love this so much.
I think I'm gonna stick with bitter divorcee right now.
That's
Okay.
so good.
But maybe potentially like that would be a multi-class in the future that I
Oh
could
my
pull.
god, stop.
I love it.
Pull a cleric multi-class.
Yeah, okay, Occultist is so cool. What the fuck?
I'm just playing a stupid ranger.
Right? I'm just playing a...
Wait, Abby has mind-melting secrets. I just hit things really good.
Yeah.
At least I can't fill people's stomachs with maggots in this game.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
We're gonna
That-
miss.
I knew that before.
In
Yeah,
another game, in another time.
we're gonna miss that game.
In the in the one shot we did with Shadow of the Demon Lord, that was one of the spells I couldn't use.
It's really yikesy.
Yeah, when I was like, at least those spells aren't super edgelordy, that was the system I was referring to. That was my subtweet system.
Subtweet.
It's okay. I mean, we've been talking shit about D&D this whole time. We might as well get some other ones in there. We can't play
System
favorites,
was
right?
fun. It was just the flavoring and problematic
It was just
aspects.
very dark for us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Too
it
much.
was very peak like early 2000s, early 2010s, like
It definitely appealed to the Warhammer fans out
Yeah.
there.
I really liked the character I got to play in our Shadow of the Demon Lord.
Yeah.
I think
No, it's really.
Oh,
fun.
darn.
I was able to build her really well, and she was very mechanically sound, at least for what
She
we
was
had to
awesome.
do.
she got shit done.
How many
Yes.
maggots did you fill?
No maggots,
Zero
just
maggots.
a magic sword.
Okay.
We did
Yeah.
not actually use that spell.
But we
Yeah.
could have.
But it
We
was
could have
still-
made a
Worth it.
difference.
We didn't really do much casting of anything or fighting things.
No,
in
we
that
just
one
traded a
environment.
dude to a bunch of to a hag or something like
Yeah,
that.
We just
No
trapped the guy
bigs.
in a mirror and then traded him in the mirror.
Maybe that's one of
Or
the
free
mini
maggots.
arcs for this
Trinket
game. You
fun,
gotta
no
build a
problem
magic
with
mirror there.
No.
All right, I'm GMing it. All right, here we go.
It
Let's
is
do
a
it.
new event. That did not happen.
Amazing.
Retconned.
Yeah,
event.
that never happened. This is like a separate reality.
Okay.
That was just a fever dream of hers.
Yeah, that game never happened.
Trinket remembers.
Trinket remembers everything.
I also like in this system how there's different like defense numbers. Like you got your
Yeah.
physical, your mental, and your armor class. I think that's pretty neat.
That's very 4-y.
I think it's cool.
Oh, I didn't even look at Paladin. I play too many of those though. Now I'm just looking at other classes for the hell of it.
I love the bard spell Wild Heal. It just randomly heals 2 people near you.
That's
Nice.
incredible.
It's like, oh shit, my bad.
Has anyone looked at, like, I haven't actually looked at the spell casting rules. Is there like a, you need a hand free type thing in this too? I'm kind of just like trying to decide like what I'm doing.
Mm,
Because it doesn't actually say like how my spells work, like, I guess. Like, I just got my whole spell list.
Yeah, are there spell slots? I don't even know.
There are spell slots, and
Okay.
I feel like I remember at one point while I was reading something, it mentions like clerics similar to 5e preparing things, but I don't see it actually in the cleric class, so I don't know if I hallucinated it.
I think that
hold on.
I don't think there's enough spells that you have to prepare. So I
Right?
think you
Because it
just
looks like it was
know
a very small list.
I think you just know all of them, and you get 4 slot or whatever, how many slots?
like
that
4
it
slots.
says, yeah.
Okay.
We'll just go with that either way, because it's not. There's not a lot of them.
Yeah, it's not a huge list.
No, we'll just go with
Okay.
that. That's chill.
All right, cool. Then I'm also trying to decide if I want to go with a one-handed or two-handed melee weapon. Because I kind of love Spear Cleric, but if I'm not going to be able to cast
no.
while I'm also stabbing shit.
No, go Spear Cleric. That's fine.
Fuck
Sorry,
yeah.
spear cleric.
Spear Cleric!
I'm sorry. What?
I love my unconventional clerics,
Yes,
okay?
I love me a polearm, okay?
Hey, you gotta.
Look, I'm a
I don't
huge polearm
They're
fan
so
as
good.
well. If it wasn't for two-handed swords, they would be my favorite.
I was looking at that, but like the
Ooh, that'd be
long
cool.
sword option and stuff gave me like a penalty to attack with, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
I
When I-
love
I was
clerics.
like, then why'd
that
you
can
give it
just-
to me as an option?
Oh, because -2 in this system isn't like a huge deal.
I guess that makes sense.
Especially once escalation starts happening.
Yeah, I haven't looked into that at all, but I have seen that escalation die like plays in. Does that?
Yeah, that's that modifier that keeps increasing for every turn
Yeah.
that goes by, and then some abilities are based around the like my terrain stunts are based around the escalation die.
So that's like a combat only concern.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's almost like in a video game where you have to do this certain event to trigger something else. So it's like some of your
Okay.
abilities will say like only when the escalation die is +4, and then you can use it then. And a lot of the
Mhm.
other ones say natural odd or natural even. That means whatever you roll on your d20 without modifiers. So if you roll a natural even, so you'd roll like a 12, a 14, a 16, an 18, or a 20, something like that. That's a natural even. Natural odd is obviously odds before modifiers. So that's just to give you an idea. of
Yeah,
what that is.
some mechanics do rely around natural rolls,
Mhm.
which is interesting to me. I actually kind of dig that. There's no advantage disadvantage mechanic in this, is there? It's all just flat +1.
There's no
+2
advantage,
stuff.
but some feats do say like you can take 2 rolls and roll it like
Oh,
pick.
okay.
So it's more of like a feat-based thing.
This whole system's just mainly feat based, which is
I
cool.
really like that.
Yeah.
One of my backgrounds is gift from the gods. You're all welcome.
Ooh. Chris, you are a gift from the
I
gods.
know. That's true.
I'm still like mulling over my backgrounds.
So I have a question on what one thing meant. Recharge 16 plus after battle. Does that mean you just like have to roll to get to 16? I don't really get what that means.
Right. I think that you roll a d20, and if it's above a 16, then it comes back.
God,
If
Yeah.
that
if
makes
not, I
sense.
think you're just out of it for the day until you see.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Because I'm like, that's a vague explanation with just numbers thrown in, and
I feel like some things are like, I know it's weird. I think some things are intentionally left vague. I don't
Yeah.
know why. But I think it's kind of like to let the player just kind of be like,
I think it's to lean into that. Yeah.
yeah. Especially because like with the icons I was saying, like they kind of leave it like very open-ended, so you can kind of just spit out an important NPC and like everyone can kind of work together to come up with that icon in the set and what they mean to the setting.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I saw, like we were talking about languages before too, and there was a little, boxed off section about languages that was pretty much just like, yeah, if you want them to matter in your game, they can.
Yeah.
D-
Mhm.
And
do it if you want.
A lot of things are like, here's what we suggest, but you can just come up with something. Like the ancestry traits, a lot of it's like super flavorful.
yeah,
I really like it.
I think it's super neat. It was just, I was wondering if I missed a rule. I'm like, did I miss a place where it explained what the numbers mean? I'm not
Nah, you're good.
smart.
No.
I'm absolutely terrible at deciphering like RPG game rule books. I'm so bad at it. Like I can't read the rule book and understand the game. I have to play it or see it play it, or I will not get it.
Yeah.
Yes, that's how I am.
Me too. I definitely learned a lot in session 1.
Yeah.
Even Fantasy Age and Agora's Bells right now, I don't know what I'm doing. Like I just have like y'all pick what you roll pretty much half the time anyway. So
That's my secret cap. I never figured out what I was doing.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm one of those people that does what you shouldn't do. I read books cover to cover and then wonder why I can't figure it out. What helps me is when I can read it, but if I know someone who's read through it and I can ask questions and be like, hey, so this means this, right?
Yeah.
Because that's where I hit those roadblocks, is as long as I can have that question answered, even if it isn't correct at the time, like just so I can feel confident.
I think a lot about how I play RPGs can be explained by this fact about me. I learned to play Dungeons and Dragons listening to the Adventure Zone.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I don't know the rules. We're just going.
Huh. It's interesting. Let me tell you, I don't miss Thaco. You weren't missing much there. Yeah, I think I've pretty much got put together what I can put together in a sitting, and I'll have to go back
Yeah.
but no one wants to watch me do that.
Like, I think I've got most of it. I've still got to hammer out my backgrounds and figure out how I want to do my icon points. Because, like, obviously I'm going to put most of them into the adjudicator for a positive relationship, because duh.
How many points is it for a positive relationship? And how many points do we start with? Do we know?
You
get
start
three.
with 3.
3.
And it's
get-
1 to 3.
Yeah.
And it depends on if they're like a heroic, a neutral, or an evil one. But most of them you can just take for any amount of points, it looked like.
Yeah, for the
Okay.
most part.
Yeah.
Like it says for a heroic icon, because I assume that's where the adjudicator would be. Spend 1, 2,
I mean,
or 3.
she thinks she's pretty.
She thinks she
heroic,
is.
so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured it would be that or ambiguous, and it's got the same costs.
Yeah,
so-
I just love ambiguous because I didn't know them enough to know what they would be, and I'm like,
That's
this,
totally
this
fine.
works.
That's totally fine. It's weird that I have to piss off my own arch existences with my
I
character.
love it.
I was like, what are my relationships?
We love to see it.
Which one am I scared of the most?
Which one will someone will jump into the GM seat and fuck me over
Yeah.
with the most?
I'm just looking at everyone on the Zoom call like, no, they don't know about that one.
How do you
they?
like it, Chris?
Yeah, this sucks.
Can't wait to use knock against you. Ha ha.
Oh, no.
I was literally just about to say that.
Oh, didn't I mention he's actually dead now? Sorry.
Oh, we're just retconning everything,
Yeah.
I see. All right, Scarlet Witch, take it easy over there.
Yeah, just I don't know. Give me any ex-husband. Just make him kind of an asshole,
Do you-
and I want his real name to be something like Steve
Okay.
or
Or Larry.
Do you
yeah,
want
or
him to be
Larry.
Eldritchy or like I don't? Because I feel like that's yucky. But
He needs to still be hot.
okay, hot and
I can
Eldritch.
only-
Got it.
Okay,
I can
wait.
only be mad at him if he's hot.
Okay. So yeah, I can work with that.
I can work hot and Eldritch.
I got
Yeah, he
that.
might have a few extra eyes, but you know.
We'll say he has a more humanoid form.
I don't know. What's peel melt? I think that
Yeah.
should be him.
Well, that's what I was thinking, but that's really gross. So I don't know. It's like a sentient ball of ooze. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't think that one's gonna fit.
No, peel melt is horrifying.
Yep.
But, oh, I'm trying to think of what I had it and I'm forgetting it. Oh, just like the Warhammer gods. They're Eldritch, but they also take on very familiar forms.
Yeah, that's
Just-
what I'm saying.
Like, just don't go Big Papa Nurgle. You'll be okay.
Yeah, no thanks.
Do you have a suggestion maybe for like a good arch existence to go with for like a complicated or negative relationship?
Probably. You could do.
I mean, like, you know, I could come up with some shit for something, but
No, that
I
would
feel
kind
like
of.
I don't know if there's something sort of built in where like the adjudicator would have a relationship that could like carry over, kind of.
Sure.
Side note, every time you say the adjudicator, I feel my shoulders tense.
Oh
Because
no.
of Bryn, I'm like, somehow this is going to carry over and it's going to bite me in the ass. I know it.
Hey,
Always
Blossom
does.
accidentally stole one of her symbols from what's his face.
Oh, yeah.
I returned it to a temple or something though. It's fine, totally fine.
I guess like. I don't know. You could be mad at Mom Robot. I guess Sentinel's like. I guess she's trying to bring new life into the world at all. Like she plants. I don't know. That doesn't really tie.
Right? It's like there's nobody who's super like, yay,
Yeah.
undead stuff.
Right.
There
So I can
could
definitely
be.
come up with a different reason too. I just wasn't sure if maybe you had an idea.
Hmm.
Could you have a negative relationship with like Agora?
Yeah, if you want to.
Which one's that one?
Oh,
She's-
everybody
The
though?
big scary dragon.
The
that's
bad one.
So basically, in the other campaign, she's like more powerful than a god, and she killed all the Well, she didn't kill them all. They killed themselves.
You orchestrated it, though, I'm pretty sure.
Well, we don't know that.
I'm pretty sure.
So Agora's just basically a giant void dragon.
She's
that
a
is,
world-ending dragon. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah, she's pretty. I don't know.
She's pretty?
Yeah, she has beautiful scales. I don't know why you guys don't like her.
I don't know. Her brother's a nicer guy.
True.
He doesn't try to blow up the world.
True. You could have a negative relationship with Boolin.
I was
That would
considering
be
it.
funny.
No, he
I was
resurrects
considering-
stuff. I mean, that's
It's true.
yeah. But I mean, the whole Boolin's whole thing is like if you can make your way to the mountain peaks, then you've earned like the right to be resurrected, basically. So could do that.
Could be interesting.
Yeah, maybe.
I almost did it. I was like, I could just work a reason why I'd be pissed at Boolin.
That would be amazing.
That would be funny.
Hold on, Chris. I just had an idea, and I'm gonna private message it to you.
Go for it. How long do we want to go, y'all? I feel like we could do this like all night, so eventually we should probably call it, but
Yeah, I feel like I kind of just have to pick my spells now
okay.
and finish filling out my background stuff. But
Okay.
I want to come up with very specific wording for my background things
Sure.
because you're a genie.
Because I'm a genie?
Yeah, and you'll take it very literally.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, wish is the best thing to ever happen to DMs.
So I'm just like looking at backgrounds, like
Okay.
the short list of possible backgrounds that they have on page 43.
Sure.
42, my mistake.
Sam, you could also be mad at Astra. She's like Agora Light.
Agora light.
Yeah, she was born from a cursed star, similar to Agora's
Okay.
nature. And I don't know, she kind of likes death though.
Yeah, I think I kind of like the idea of having like some sort of negative or conflicted like Boolin tie. Like even if I've never actually, like met
Sure.
him or anything, just the harsh judgment of like, oh, that guy, geez, he just like brings fucking anyone back.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like that.
And it's an interesting take on like a god that we have actually met in campaign
Right?
and understand to be like basically Cane Jack, like stoner god. Like he's just a
Yeah.
stoner and just like a bro.
It'd also be
like it.
fun to like. I was talking to Sam about this earlier, briefly. It'd be kind of fun to give like a negative spin on some of the NPCs and things that y'all have such a positive relationship with in
Oh
the
my
other game.
god.
Like kind of
Ooh.
not see their like bad side because they're all genuinely good people, but just like slight them in the wrong way or something. So then you like you don't have a close relationship with Boolin and he wouldn't bring you back.
I do like that. That'd be fun.
It's kind of cool.
I like it.
I think something like that, or like kind of seeing some of the effects of the wrong turns blunders and seeing like how did we fuck up the areas we left behind, and like things suck and they're like, oh, those fucking wrong turns coming, that group who came here looking for vengeance, fuck those people, and then we're just here like, oh hi.
We aren't banned in Maywood anymore. There is that.
Yay!
Yeah,
You can
I'm
go.
excited to see the eventual wanted posters for the wrong turns while we're like kicking around.
Yeah. I was thinking about like timeline. I think this is gonna be like right in sequence with Agora's Bells because I don't really have like another way to like do it. Maybe like at the beginning of Agora's Bells almost. So it's like very roughly in the same time frame, but I don't want it to be after because, well,
Yeah.
kitty.
Because things might not end well.
Yeah, it's definitely not after. I'll say that. It's at least at the same time, but it probably won't matter. So, also, Lucy, I love that idea very much, and we will be doing that every session.
Chris, I have a question.
Sure.
When you get these feats and stuff, do you need to have the adventure level feat before you can get the champion level feat?
I think so. That's my understanding.
There's a racial feat that only has champion level.
I think if it has an adventurer level, then yes. If it's just champion, then no. Does that make
And then
sense?
you just have
Yeah.
to wait to take it until
Yeah.
you can take a champion. Okay.
I think they just didn't want you to lean into like the racial power right off the bat. I think they wanted you to like grow with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
they
just
kind
me
of want you to
interpreting
grow.
their languages, I guess. I don't know.
I'm gonna take big advantage of this otherworld shadow that I've got, and I'm gonna level the heck out of that.
Yeah, that sounds cool. I haven't read
'Cause
it.
it eats your damage for you.
Ooh, that is nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Sweet. All right,
God,
I'm glad we're
I-
using the 13 True Ways supplement. It's really fun. I'm
It
glad
is,
two
and
of
not-
you are using it. That's awesome.
Well, also there's where you get monk and druid, kind of like some staples from.
Yeah, did y'all read Druid? It's so complex.
No, I have
No,
not.
because I
looked at
didn't see the
druid.
other book, so.
It's so like,
I didn't see
I don't
till
know.
Alex sent it to me.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't even look at it till like when I sent it to you.
It has like it does have subclasses unlike all of the other things. So it's like super in depth and like you have to pick so many feats and it's just really weird.
Wow.
Nah, no thanks.
Sounds hard.
Just wanna,
Now, monk on the other hand,
yeah, monk is punch shit. It's pretty cool.
it's all I need.
I'm so excited. I'm deciding if I want to use my black wig or not for this character.
I know I've got a hat I could wear. I've got a hat I could use for Torg.
I
With the
have one.
feathers?
What's that? What, Abby?
With the feathers?
Yeah, that one.
Nice.
Also, I'm definitely going to be wearing flannel when I play as Torg. Because
Nice.
Torg's a flannel guy.
honestly, he probably does wear like a plaid flannel, like jacket type thing.
That's awesome.
I don't care if it wasn't invented in this time period. Yeah, dragons fucking exist. Don't at me.
I want to make myself one of the horns, but it's also a flower crown for Omaro.
Yes!
Yes.
Oh,
Nice.
Those are
Those
really
are
cool.
so cool. I'm deciding if I have horns or not because the one I picked is like similar to a type tiefling because it's like the same thing but with a different name, but there's two names, so sometimes it's a tiefling. It's a demon touch / tiefling, so I'm kind of
That's
it's
just
the
like a
same
name
thing.
option.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in case you don't want to use the kind of proprietary.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, because I'm
it's a
like, what
name.
does that mean? Okay, cool.
You
Okay.
can interpret it the way you want though. Like if you're it doesn't have to be, you know, red scales and horns. Like if you wanted to interpret it as like you are like demon touched because you're a sentient cursed item, that's totally chill too. So
That's kind of how I was thinking of it.
yep, that's totally fine.
Yeah, because like sometimes also similar ancestries have different names in other games. So like people coming from D&D would understand it as tieflings, but people who've never played D&D would be like, "What the fuck's a tiefling?"
Me, when I started playing D&D, I was so confused. I'm like, what is that?
What?
Why is his name Virtue? Because that's not a real name. What? They just use that as names? They just use type? Okay.
Interesting. Yeah.
No, but I'm excited. I think I'm probably going to use my black wig. It's a little modern, so I'll have to change it around a little bit.
Fair enough.
Also, she doesn't have like a human name because she doesn't want one. She just is like, she's like, I'm the red sword. That's like,
I
Call
love her.
me the red sword.
it's the red sword.
I like it.
Not like red sword. The is very important. It's a title.
I'm excited for all the nicknames that are gonna get shot down.
All of them.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're just gonna be red.
No, that's completely wrong. I'm sorry.
Well,
I don't know who red
get
is.
any heals.
TRS.
I will die before I allow you to call me a human name. I am not a flesh and blood.
Poke,
A
poke,
human
but you
name.
are.
Not willingly, okay?
That's awesome.
I'm really excited. I'm really excited to try out the mid-Atlantic like accent too. It's gonna be so fun. I'm gonna watch so many Katharine Hepburn movies.
Amazing. I think I'm finally gonna do shitty dwarf accent. for
Yes.
while
Ah,
I'm finally gonna just be like, oh man, I gotta think of it. Oh, come here, Terror. We're gonna go fight a bunch of
Oh,
baddies.
God.
Go get some items for this Madam
That's
Curio.
just King Jack.
I guess.
That's like King Jax for the first like hour of a session.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna work it. At least I'm not gonna hit you with the Nigel accent. All right.
Oh, thank God.
Oh yeah.
Boy,
Appreciate your mercy.
Please.
What was it?
It's just a super Cockney accent where I talk like this, and I'm just a drunk football hooligan. Go club, go team. I'm gonna go have a beer with the boys, and then when the lads and I are done, we're gonna go home and we're gonna have a fucking diabolical weekend. You know what? I might just fucking do it. Fuck it.
Oh, dude. No.
Oh my God, please.
It's better than Zach Brannigan, okay?
Oh well, yeah, that's true. That was the worst thing to ever air on our channel, and simultaneously the best thing.
Just do the entire show as Marge Simpson.
Oh my god.
Oh, or like Patty and
Oh,
Summer.
me.
Now that's a man.
Amazing.
It's like,
That's
yeah.
how Torg is gonna sound to me now, no matter what voice you pick. So you're there.
It's like the dilemma of being like, everyone's like, yeah, I do all these cool voices for my D&D characters, and I'm like, I can do the Simpsons.
I got one.
Amara's just me, but happier.
Hey,
I can be 3 different children.
That's pretty good.
it's better. At least that's more applicable than Marge's sisters.
Eventually, you can't play 10-year-olds. The game gets too complex. And it's like, do I really want to bring in a 7-year-old to just die? No. They don't
Yeah.
need-
Tell that to Nettle Swiftfoot.
The true
Oh no, is
god.
she 7?
She is 13.
She's
But
13.
that's like 10 and
Okay.
halfling years.
It is like 10 and halfling years, but
Oh no, she's a baby. I love her.
She is a
Listen, we all love Nettle. She's the strongest of us all.
We would
She is
die.
wonderful.
literally the
Could
strongest.
kill any of us.
See,
Oh
my
my
favorite
god.
my favorite joke wasn't the oh my god, what's this 10-year-old doing adventuring? My favorite joke became that child is freakishly strong. What are you feeding that kid?
Nettle became so buff carrying the weight of her party.
Yeah, and then oh my god, Nettle had a pet dog too. We attached a machine gun to well, you attached a machine gun to it. I didn't. I had nothing to do with that.
You allowed it.
I did allow
happened.
it.
It's your fault, yeah.
Is the dog okay?
Yeah, the dog's
Fine.
great. It's like a little like
Okay.
it's like just like it's like a Maxim gun because that's where they're at technologically in the setting.
Maximus has a Maxim gun.
Yeah.
That was very unintentional. Look,
I
I
love
did
that.
The
Look,
dog
I
is
did the
okay.
math.
I can dispel him and summon him at will. He's fine.
Okay.
It's true.
Do we want to go
I don't know, I guess
over
I'll have to
anything
figure out a
else?
voice.
I am confused on the hit and miss thing. Like, what is miss? Is that is that damage that
Yeah.
you
So-
deal yourself? Like you deal to yourself if you
Mm-mm.
miss, or is that damage you deal to someone regardless of you missing?
Remember how we talked about how the barbarian deals damage regardless of if they hit or not? That's what
Yeah.
that's for.
Yeah, but I mean,
So
It's
you,
for-
so
if you're-
everyone like does 1 damage with their dagger regardless.
Not everyone. It depends if you have that as a class talent.
But it says when you go to like do the stuff. it
The roll 20
doesn't
sheet's not
calculate
great.
No, I'm not using the roll 20 sheet. I'm using a form fillable sheet.
Yeah, mine has a miss damage thing as well.
Yeah.
How much?
Like 1.
1, okay.
Yeah.
I'll look into it. I thought that was
I
meant
don't
more
know.
for like I thought that was meant more for class specific things, like the
See, that's why
barbarian
I'm confused.
specifically. Yeah,
Oh
because
yeah,
like
mine does say miss 1 too.
Yeah.
I'll
yeah,
look into
Yeah, I'll
it.
read it. Hold on. Damage.
Yeah,
on
like
the-
mine has that for melee, but not for range.
Yeah, on melee you do damage. On a miss, on ranged you don't. I'm reading it right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
So
I
it's
thought that
like
was
you
just
still do a minimum damage kind of deal. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I'll
Oh,
read it
you
to you.
only
The
hit him for
characters-
one or whatever.
Yeah, the characters are some of the most exceptional and talented people around, and they rarely launch an attack to no effect. So most characters' attacks deal a small amount of damage on a miss, often equivalent to the attacker's level. This damage might represent minor wounds, but it could also represent the opponent becoming distracted or off balance. If an attack deals damage of a certain type when it hits, the damage dealt will with a miss is the same type. So basically, you all get to do 1 damage for rolling.
Okay.
If
Yeah,
it's
because the
melee.
barbarian's the one that just basically says damage equal to your level on a miss. Okay.
Yeah,
So that's where the
I
deck
like
is.
that.
Yeah.
it's fine. Yeah, like I don't.
And also, like, if
It's
you're
more
not.
rewarding than just rolling a 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, like, also, it's kind of like that if you don't do HP as meat points, it's kind of like you just slowly chipping away at the enemy.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yep.
It's like even if you miss physically, there's still some effects from the attack attempts.
You're still in their face with a knife at their
Exactly.
throat.
Yeah. Or, like, you're still, even if they block your attack, you're still throwing your full force at them.
Right?
I might mess around with that, like the idea of hit points as like tiring out instead of actually taking damage. We'll see, but
Go for it. I mean, I wish it's something I did from the get-go.
yeah, I'll give it a. We'll see. We'll see.
Right? Like I find I tend to sort of like without thinking about it too hard, like narratively do things like that. But the idea of like a mechanic that implements it, like
Like
because I know
Fate?
if I don't know, I haven't played Fate, but I'm just sort of in terms of like like with straight D&D or whatever, it's like 1 hit point is the same as having 70 hit points mechanically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when my player comes back or whatever, or when my character comes back with 1 hit point from like being unconscious or whatever, I still role play it like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like shit.
Yeah.
Even though mechanically there's no difference.
No, yeah, I hear you there. I think I've played like a few systems that actually deal with like an injury or harm level.
Yeah.
Swyhander. I had to get it in there. Big world's biggest Swyhander fanboy. But like there are systems that do mess around with like the more injured or the more stress you are under, the harder. City of Mist does it too. The
Mhm.
harder things are for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. City
I'm a
Mist
big
is
fan of
great about
those.
that. All right. Well, do we want to call it here? I think that most of us
Yeah.
have a pretty fleshed out character now. We talked for a good 2 hours.
Not
cool.
all about 13th age, but
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well,
Yeah.
great. Thanks everybody for joining us. A lot of people in chat, a lot of familiar faces. So this campaign is going to take the spot of Steam Spell until that is back from hiatus, basically. So Agora's Bells is still going to be on next week, and then the week following will be our first MCBB. That's my abbreviation. It'll be our first session of this, so I'm really excited for that. Like I said, we might rotate GM, see how that goes. So, we'll definitely keep you updated on Twitter and Discord and stuff. But thanks for joining us. Really excited for this campaign and the system, and thank you to all the lovely players willing to give it a shot. So we will see.
yeah.
We'll see. What's our next thing?
Saturday.
Saturday, yes, Saturday
Monsters of the
for
Mojave.
yes, episode 2. So we'll see you then. Thank you, and have a great night.
Toodles.
Toodle.